everyone, this is Amy. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I'm painting on top of this frosted glass. I did a video, probably 3 videos prior to this one, on different techniques to put the frosted glass paint onto glass. This is the sapphire, and this one was done with the scruffy brush. So it really, when it dried, it didn't smooth out much, maybe a tad bit, but there is still some texture to it, and I like it. It turned out fine. Today I'm going to paint a violet design on this glass candle holder, candy holder, home decor piece, whatever you would want to use it for. Once again, I do just paint on these glass pieces for my videos, not actually selling these, just painted on the front part of it, so that I can show you how I paint my design on the glass. I'm going to start with Happy Green. I will be using, this is the Perfect Purple, Thicket, Moon Yellow, Wicker White, and Light Lavender. The brushes I'll be using for this design are, let me see here, a number 10, a flat brush, number 12, flat brush, a number 2 script brush, and then a fine liner brush. It's a fingernail brush. Alright, let's get started. I am going to start by using the number 10 to create the actual flower part of the violets. I know people like to see how you apply the paint to your brush. I am just, because of the way I do my videos, it's kind of hard for me to fit it all in, but I basically am still into just dapping the brush in a corner into each of the colors that I want to use. You can do the method where you come down in here and just kind of put your brush back and forth into the color that you want to mix together, and then I tap into, if I want to do another color or two, I'll just stick whatever side of the brush I want to have in that. Sometimes I'll do a little base stroke. Most of the time I can just go straight to the glass and paint it. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. And I apologize, I am left-handed, so often my hand is in the way. On my violets, I just kind of wiggle them a little bit and then just pull, and then I just keep turning. So, you know, I can do just a little roughage on the edge there, not something that's real ruffled. And just kind of pulling it up like that. And I try to make them a 5-petal, if at all possible. Pull it in, and then finish it off like that. Alright, I'm going to just keep doing this, keep adding my little flowers. Turn in my vase, just kind of wiggling and pulling, wiggling and pulling. It's not a lot of wiggling, just more of a slight. And if you're someone that isn't getting the feel for this when you're watching, I strongly recommend that you just get out some wax paper, your paints, and then just start practicing until you get the technique down. It's just an easy way, it flows nicely, and it's cheap, very affordable. You don't have to spend a bunch of money on palette paper. They're fun. I love to paint. If you have any questions while you're watching my videos, please make sure that you shoot a comment to me in the comment section below the video. And that way I can get back to you, and if I need to provide any further instructions, demonstrations, or whatnot, I can do that on a new video for you. And definitely like comments if you want to see something painted. Let's see, just easy. Easy, easy, easy. Alright, I'm going to do one more open one. I'm just kind of putting them in different directions here. You can't see that one very well at all, sorry about that. If you're painting and your brush gets too full, you just feel like you're not getting a crisp result with your painting, then scrape the paint off. Or if you have a towel that you're using, or paper towels, whatnot, or your plate even, whatever you're using as your palette, then just scrape it off so you don't have as much on there. Some people like to use a lot of paint. I'm not really one. So I almost feel like once I get into getting it too much paint, then my design doesn't come out crisp enough for me. But I love flowers. I'm sorry if you feel like I paint way too many flowers, but that's my passion, and that's what you'll see on my channel. I'm not really into a lot of the other like character paintings and that type of thing. Okay, now I'm going to go into more of just a bud type painting. I did put just a little bit of a wave at the top, and then I'm just on the edges here just pulling back, just real simple. Then I want to turn it and put a couple buds down this way. Down at the bottom here. So basically it's almost like I'm just doing one petal of the flower. And then I'm going to pull. It's like touch and pull, touch and pull. Very simple. And I'm going to do one more over here. That. And then I'm going to do the same thing, touch and pull, touch and pull. You can do them differently. They don't all have to be done exactly the same, but that's how I'm doing them. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do on here is take the fine liner brush, which is this one, it's the nail brush, and I'm going to come back over here to my open flowers and then just be like pulling, I want to say like the I think some people say bearded part. I don't know if that's really proper or not, but I'm just lightly pulling from the center, and I could even go down into the center since I really didn't close that one up. Sorry if I got off the screen there. So I'm just taking the brush and just lightly pulling it. And again, I can start from the center if I want, because I didn't close it up. And I'm going to do that. And basically on all these, the white pulling that I'm doing will be towards the top part of the flower. I'll just keep pulling it. I love this brush for this purpose. It does such an awesome job. And I'm going to do this one like that. Pull it up in here. If you wanted to use a contrasting color, you certainly could. I'm just going to stick with the white. That's what I wanted to use on here. But you could even use maybe another version of purple, a different color. That would be fine too. So I have one more. And then I'm going to change over to the moon yellow. To the moon. Okay. Pull them like that. Like I said, you can fill it in more so it's completely solid, or solid more with these, or just leave it as is. Alright, so then I'm going to take the moon yellow and do basically the same thing, but on the bottom part of each flower. I can make it full, I can make it thin, wispy, however you want it. However you want it. Okay, we're still not done with the center. We're just going to keep going like that. And just keep going. And sometimes on designs, you can do these differently, but sometimes on the designs you'll find that they will just have a dot in the center and that's it. They won't put this kind of detail into them. And that's fine too. You just have to, you don't always have to do each design the same way. It's kind of neat to add a little bit of your own twist into them. So then I'm going to take the little script liner and just do kind of a little half pull here. I am doing wet on wet. If you don't like that other paint color comes through it, then wait. Hit it with a dryer, or wait and give it some drying time. Whatever you choose. Now I'm going to go up into here and put some green on my flowers. Start working on the greenery. And then I'll just pull a stem down in here just very, very lightly. Doesn't have to be anything thick, just very lightly. Then I'm going to come over here and do basically the same thing to these. And I'm just doing some little strokes to attach them to their stem. Just very lightly, stroking little strokes. You can do this with your flat brush too, which typically that's how I do it. But I thought, I'll try a different way here. And then just lightly pulling a stem. Pulling a stem through here so that they're coming down. And I'll tell you, painting over a base when you're doing glass work is so much easier than if you just paint on the actual glass itself. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is pick up my number 12 flat brush and start getting into the rest of the greenery, as we'll say. Alright, so I'm going to go up and out, maybe do another little thing like that. And on this And I can do one of these kind too that actually have a little bit, want it to be more of a ball, not a ball, but a rounded edge to it, and pull it back in. Doing the same, going up this way, I can pull it back. Oops. Accidentally tapped that glass. That was a boo-boo. But it's okay. I'm sure I'll figure out a way to fix it, which I did. It's one thing you always have to know when you're painting is figuring out ways to fix things. You know, that's the ideal thing to do. And I am just going to be, you can go pull this back if you want like that, or you can have them pulling away from the stem. However you want to choose to do it, you can. And I actually have two here that I'm pulling, you know, like filler kind of flowers. So those are good. I like that. And then I can come in, let's see where I want to do this at. Let's come down, I'll do it up in here. I'm going to do wiggly leaf. I'm just going to be randomly placing this. Now, I am doing the two greens, the happy green and the thicket. And then I will touch in a little bit of the white, the Wicker White. This is just to, I don't know, I think it gives it a little bit more durability, honestly. I'm just going like that. You have to just judge where you want to put your leaves and what kind of leaves you want to use. On this one, I'm choosing to use my favorite ones, but I don't have to. I can mix them up. I can do one, I can do two, I can do a whole slew of them. It just doesn't matter. And you'll find that the more experience you have with painting, that you'll figure it out. You'll know what you like and how you like your work to look. And you'll also get to the point if you're watching somebody, you're following somebody, you're going to find that you recognize their work. Even if you're on, say you're on, you know, Facebook and you see something come through, an ad or whatnot, or you're on Instagram and you see something, or you're on Pinterest, you're like, oh, I know whose work that is. I find myself doing that a lot because I recognize people's work. And then hopefully that's a good thing and not a bad thing when you see something. You're like, oh my gosh, I know who did that. It's awesome, I can recognize it. It's really pretty, right? And not like, oh my goodness, what were they thinking? Although I have to say, I'm sure we've all had those moments where we've felt like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking when I did that? Or when you do a design, you think, oh, you know what, I really should have done this, I should have done that, and you know. Sometimes it's just a matter of learning as you go. Yes. And I'm just going to pull these over each other here. It went underneath the leaf. That's fine. And then if you want to stop with doing the bigger leaves, then you can come in and do, you know, just some regular smaller leaves. and then like that, or blowing them up. Like I said, you just have to sit down. Don't be afraid to practice. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. And you know, when you're painting on glass, as I've always said, it's very forgiving, because you know what? If you don't like it, guess what? It washes right off. And then you can start all over again. Just look how smoothly, you know, the paint goes on over this frosted paint. I love it. I think it's awesome. Alright, so for now I'm just going to leave this as is. I'm not going to get too crazy with everything. But I think it turned out lovely. I'm hoping that you can see it all and that you feel the same way. If you like this video, please make sure you give me a big thumbs up. New to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified whenever I post something new. And at the end of the video, you'll notice underneath it there is a share button. Please hit the share button. This will allow you to share this video on your social network with all your family and friends. Alright, I'm done for today. Again, I do appreciate your time and you taking the time to stop by. And until the next one, you have a good one.